numbers completed. First set is what? First small set is a natural number set. It is subset of whole number set. It is subset of integers. Integers set is subset of rationals. Rational set is subset of real numbers. So real numbers is set is the a big set, right? That is up to 10. But in first PUC, one more topic is there, that is complex numbers, quadratic equations and complex numbers. Complex number set is the bigger one. That means every real number lies in complex number set. Complex number set is denoted by C. Complex number set is denoted by C. See, complex number forms. For example, natural number means counting numbers. Whole numbers means counting numbers along with 0. Integers, positive and negative including 0. Rationals, P by Q form. Irrationals, which are not in the form of P by Q. Real numbers, every number. Complex number form. See, every complex number is of the form A plus IB. A plus IB, small I, B. What about A and B here? See, A comma B real numbers. This A and B both are real numbers only. And what about I? Yes, I is the imaginary. That is square root of minus 1. First, what is the definition of imaginary? What is the definition of imaginary number? So very simple. Square root of negative real number is called the imaginary. Square root of any negative number is called the imaginary. For example, here square root of minus 1. This is nothing but I, imaginary. Next, square root of minus 3. Square root of minus 3 can be written as square root of, first of all, minus 3 can be written as minus 1 into 3. Again, square root of A into B means square root of A into square root of B. But square root of minus 1 nothing but I. So, this can be written as root 3 into I. See, I means imaginary. Square root of minus 1 imaginary. So, square root of any negative real number is called the imaginary. That we can express in terms of I. That is why imaginary. For example, minus square root of 6. Square root of minus 6 can be written as square root of minus 1 nothing but I. What is the remaining value? Root 6. So that square root of minus 6 can be expressed in terms of I. I is square root of minus 1. I is square root of minus 1. Imaginary. So square root of any negative real number is called the imaginary. Next, collection of nothing but collecting all. Set. Collection of all numbers of the form A plus IB such that here A and this B both are real numbers and this I is square root of minus 1. So collection of these all complex numbers is called complex number set and it is denoted by capital C. Sets denoted by capital letters. Example. What are the examples for complex numbers? It's very simple. A is one real number. Let's write down real number. What is a real number? Collection of rationals, P by Q form, irrationals which are not in P by Q. So you can take any real number, positive or negative, 0, rational, irrational, whatever it is. Everything belongs to the real number set. No problem. Yes. In place of A, you write down real number 3 plus I as it is. In place of B, you write down another real number. That's it. 3 plus I into 4 or 4I is the complex number form. Next, in place of A, you can write minus 1 also. Plus I into. In place of B, you can write minus 1. Finally, it is equal to minus 1 minus 7. Minus 1 minus 7. Real number. In place of A and B, you can write down two real numbers which are positive or negative. No problem. Or rationals also you can take. Yes. Third example. 1 by 2 plus I into 3 by 7. 1 by 2 plus I into 3 by 7. What is A here? 1 by 2 plus I into B. What is B here? 3 by 7. A plus IB form. A plus IB form. So, and here very important thing, this A is called the real part of the complex number, and B is called the imaginary part of the complex number. For example, if you take this complex number, what is the real part of Z? Z nothing but this. All the complex numbers, collection of all the complex numbers is the complex number set, which is denoted by capital C. If you take only one complex number, that is denoted by Z. If two numbers are there, Z1, Z2. If three complex numbers are there, Z1, Z2, Z3. Z means only one complex number. Capital C means collection of set, collection of all the complex numbers of the form A plus IB. Remember, RE means real part. Real part of this complex number Z is what? 3. Next, we will write IM means imaginary part of the same complex number is what? 4. That's it. Don't write I. Just coefficient of I with sign is the imaginary part. Remember, see here, what is the real part of this complex number? Real part means A. In place of A, how much is there? -1. Next one, imaginary part of Z. What is imaginary part of Z here? B. B means coefficient of I. What is the coefficient of I here? -1. Like that. What is the real part here? A value 1 by 2. What is imaginary part? B. 3 by 7. So this is the complex number. So every real number is a complex number. See, for example, you take one real number 7. It is the real number. It is can be written as 7 plus I into 0. I into 0, 0 plus 7 only. Both are equal. So every real number can be expressed in the form of A plus IB. If you take -7 plus I 0. If you take -7 by 2, that can be written as -7 by 2 plus I into 0. If you take -17 by 2, -17 by 2 plus I into 0. That means every real number is complex number, means their imaginary part is 0. So every real number is a complex number, but every complex number need not be real. Every complex number is real number when imaginary part is 0. 3 plus I into 0. Nothing but what? 3. Yes, 3 is here. 3 belongs to what? 3 likes exist in real number set. 3 is the real number. When a complex number is a real number, imaginary part is 0. If imaginary part is not equal to 0, then 3 plus I into 10, it is not a real number, it is just a complex number. Remember. So every real number is a complex number, but every complex number need not be a real. That's it. These sets are very important. Some topics of PUC depends upon these 6 sets, natural number set. For example, natural number set. In first PUC, one topic is their mathematical induction. The topic depends upon to discuss the problems from the topic. We will use this one, set of naturals. Next, four numbers. Next, integers, rationals, reals and complex numbers. You are useful. That's it. Next one, divisibility test. The completion of number system set theory sets. 6 different sets. Next, divisibility test. Every number is divisible by 1. It is very clear. For example, 2 by 1, 2. 3 by 1, 3. Minus 3 by 1, minus 3. Every number is divisible by 1. That is why 1 is the factor of every number. Yes. First one, divisibility test for number 2. When a number is divisible by 2. Simple. A number is divisible by 2 when it's a unit digit. unit digit, unit place is must be a even number. Must be an even number. Again, even number means multiple of 2 or divisible by 2. For example, 4, 3, 5, 6, which is very clearly divisible by 2. Why? Because it's a unit digit. Unit stands on it. Yes, unit place is multiple of 2. Then that whole number, then the whole number is divisible by 2. Whole number is divisible by 2. If the unit digit 4, 3, 5, 7 divisible by 2. It's wrong. Why? Because 7 is not a multiple of odd number. Unit digit is not even. If unit digit is even, then it is clearly divisible by 2. If unit digit is odd, then it is not divisible by 2. Then it is not divisible by 2. Very clear. We can write many examples. Next, divisibility test for 3. Divisibility test for 3. When a digit, when a number means a single digit number or double digit number, triple digit, 4 digits, 5 digits, whatever it is. A number is divisible by 3. Number is divisible by 3. When? What is the condition here? Sum. For example, you take 4, 3, 5, 3. Is it divisible by 3 or not? Means what is the test for divisibility test for 3? Sum of the digits in the given number, whether it is 4 digit number, 3 digit number, 2 digit number, whatever it is, just add the digits. 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 3, how much? 15. Is 15 is divisible by 3? Yes, 15 is divisible by 3. How many times? 5 times. So, this whole number is also divisible by 3. That's a condition for divisibility test for 3. After this one, divisibility test up to 1, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Up to 11 numbers are there. By using this divisibility test, and we have mentioned a table, you see. By observing the table, you can learn these things very easily. Below the table, given some problems related to this one, divisibility test. Divisibility test. Afterwards, we can solve. First, you concentrate on this table. First, number system. Next, divisibility test for 2. What is the divisibility test for 2? Unit digit must be multiple of 2. What is the divisibility test for 3? Sum. Sum of the digits in the given figure, given number, is must be divisible by 3. Then the whole number is divisible by 3. Is divisible by 3. Next, divisibility test for 4. Observe 1 by 1. 2 completed. Mark 3 completed. Next, try to remember these all things. Next, when you are solving CAT problem, JEE problem, or problem in board exam, these some techniques are useful to save the time. Board exam, no problem. So board exam is for 100 marks and time is 3 hours 15 minutes. But like CAT, 60 bits, 60 minutes, 60 marks. So 1 minute to 1 minute to 1. 1 bit, 1 minute, 1 mark. So solving the problem, here 5 marks problem in the board exam, maybe here 1 mark given for entrance examination. But here multiple choice question, right? But picking the answer within 1 minute, that too for 5 marks problem. So sometimes tough job. So if you use some techniques, possible to get the answer within a minute, whether it is CAT or JEE. Okay. Yes, you see. Next, divisibility test for 2 completed. Divisibility test for 3. What is the divisibility test for 2? First of all, unit digit must be a multiple of 2. Then whole number is divisible by 2. Yes. Next, what is the divisibility test for 3? Sum. Sum of the digits in the given figure must be a multiple of 3 or divisible by 3. Multiple divisible factor all are same. Then the whole number is divisible by 3. Yes. Next, divisibility test for 4. What is the divisibility test for 4? Sum the last 2 digits. Last 2 digits must be divisible by 4. Then that whole number is divisible by 4. For example, 1264. What? 1264 is divisible by this 4 digit number is divisible by 4 or not? How? Just we focus on last 2 digits. Last 2 digits, 64. Divide 64 by 4. how many times? 60 times. 60 times. Yes, remainder is 0. So 64 is last two digits divisible by 4. Then the whole number is divisible by 4. That is the divisibility test for 4. Without disturbing the 64, that means last two digits, you can write here anything. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. You can write anything. But don't listen, not right side of the 64. You can write any number left side of the 64. Condition is last two digits. Last two digits must be divisible by 4. Then whole number is divisible by 4. Divisible by 4. You observe that table clearly mentioned there. Divisibility test for each and every number. And what is the test? Divisibility test for 2, 3, 4. Last two digits of the given figure or number is divisible by 4. Then the whole number is divisible by 4. Next, divisibility test for 5. Divisibility test for 5. It's very simple. Number is divisible by 5. You can observe the table 5. Fifth table. 5, 10. 5. What is the 10? 15, 20, 5, 0, 5. See? All the unit digits are what? Either 5 or 0. 0. Next to 5. Next to 5. 5. Next what? 0. 0. Next 5. Next 0. Like that. So, unit digit must be 0, 0 or 5. Then that whole number is divisible by 5. You can take any number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 0. So the thing is, last digit is important here. When the whole number is divisible by 5, then the unit digit, focus on, concentrate on unit digit. Unit digit is 0. Or you can write, after 0 also you can write a number, that is what? 5. So unit digit must be 0 or 5. If you write 6, no doubt, this number is not divisible by 5. After 6, you can write 0. Yes, this whole number divisible by 5. That is a condition. What is that? Unit digit must be 0 or 5. Then the whole number is divisible by 5. Then the whole number is divisible by 5. That's the test for 5. Next number 6. Divisibility test for 6. Divisibility test for 6. It's very clear. 6 is the multiple of 2 and 3, right? Yes. 6 can be written as 2 into 3 or 3 into 2. No problem. Real number satisfies commutative order multiplication. Yes. A into B is equal to B into A. 2 into 3 is equal to 3 into 2. 4 into 5 is equal to 5 into 4. 10 into 2 is equal to 2 into 10. Real number satisfies commutative property under multiplication. So 6 can be written as 2 into 3 or 3 into 2. That means what? Factors. Factors for 6. 2 and 3. So finally, a number is divisible by 6 when a number is divisible by 2 and 3. 2 and 3. That means two conditions we are going to apply here. First of all, divisible by 2 means third unit digit. Unit digit must be multiple of 2. Multiple of 2. Next, a number is divisible by 3 means sum of the digits. Sum of the digits must be divisible by 3. Then these two conditions satisfies, then the whole number is divisible by 6. The whole number is divisible by 6. Anyhow, here unit digit 6, right? Then this whole number is divisible by, first of all, 2. Leave it. Next, whether it is divisible by 3 or not, you see. It is divisible by 3, no doubt. Finally, then this number is divisible by 6. Okay, unit digit is 6. Then this number is divisible by 2. Next, check for 3. What is the divisibility test for 3? We have to add all the digits of the given figure, right? Add 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 7, 7, 4, 11, 5, 16 plus 6, 22. But 22 is not divisible by 3. 22 is not divisible by 3. 23 is also not divisible. 24 is. 24 means how much is less? 2 less. 2 less, right? Do one thing. Here you write down. Now, by adding these all digits, we get that 24. Now, 24 is divisible by 6. So, finally, this number is divisible by 2. Why? Because unit digit is even. And it is also divisible by 3. Why? Because sum of the digits is 24. 24 is divisible by 3. Therefore, it is divisible by 2 and also 3. Therefore, finally, this number is divisible by 6. This number is divisible by 6. That's the condition part. 6. Got it? 6 is the multiple of 20, right? 20. So, this our number is must be divisible by 2 and also divisible, not either and both compulsory. It is divisible by 2 and also divisible by 3. Then our number is divisible by 6. Next divisibility test for 8. There is no particular test for 7, just multiple systems. 7, 1, 7, 14, 21, like that, 7. So just multiple sum of 7. There is no particular divisibility test for this number 7. Number 7. See next number 8. 8 is same as that of 4. 4. What is the divisibility test for 4? Last two digits must be divisible by 4. Last two digits divisible by 4. Then whole number is divisible by 4, right? In the similar way, divisibility test for 8 means last three numbers. Divisibility test for 4 means we will take only, we will consider only last two digits. Divisibility test for 8 means we will take last 3 digits. Last 3 digits must be a multiple. Otherwise, divisible by 8. Then the whole number is divisible by 8. Then the whole number is divisible by 8. Tell me. So, do one thing. Last 3 digits very important, right? Do one thing. You write up last 3 digits only, which are divisible by 8. The 3 digits must be. The 3 digits number must be multiple or divisible or factor of 8. All the same. 328. Last 3 digits of the number. What about remaining numbers? You can write 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or 1, 2, whatever it is. Important is last 3 digits. So 328. Whether it is divisible by 8 or not, you see. If it is divisible by 8, then the whole number is divisible by 8. Just first we check this one by taking last 3 digits. Tell me. 4 times. Okay, 41. So 328 is divisible by 8. Therefore, the whole number is divisible by 8. That is the divisibility test for 8. Divisibility test for 8. Got it? The same as 8 is the half of the multiple of 4, right? Or double of 4 is the 8. Divisibility test for 4 means only we will consider 2 digits, last 2 digits. Divisibility test for 8 means we will consider last 3 digits. Test for 4, 2 digits. Test for 8, 3 digits. That's it. Next, divisibility test for 9. So, what is the divisibility test for 6? 6 is the multiple of 2 and 3. So, if the number is divisible by 2 and 3, then no doubt the whole number is also divisible by 6. But here, what is the divisibility test for 9? 9 can be written as 3 into 3. 3 into 3. So the number is divisible by 9 means it is also divisible by 3. But more than 9 are 18. Right? 18. 1 plus 8, 9. 9 is divisible by 3. Then this 18 is also divisible by 3. 9. How many times? 2 times. Next time. 9 is 27. 2 plus 7, 9. So 2 plus 7, 9. 9 is divisible by 3. Then this number is also divisible by 9. Next. 9 into 4, 36. 3 plus 6, 9. First it is divisible by 3, then automatically it is divisible by 9. So both are same. But we cannot take only 6. 6 is divisible by 6. 6 is divisible by 3. 6 is not divisible by number 9. So divisible by 9 means you take more than 9. And which is the multiple or factor or divisor of 9, divisor of 3, then the whole number no doubt is divided by 9. The whole number divides 9. Next, 10. 10. So a number is divisible by 10 means it's a very clear equation. Unit digit must be 0. Only one. That's it. Only one condition that unit digit must be 0. Unit digit must be 0, not then the whole number is divisible by 10. The whole number is divisible by 10, possible. Next, this is very ordinary, 0, 0, unit digit 0. So then it is divisible by 10, that's it. Next, this is somewhat different, divisibility test for 11, this is the last one, you see, divisibility test for 11. It's very clear. Sum of the digits at odd places. Odd places means, for example, you take number 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 6. You can write any number. Whether it is 4 decimal, 2 digit, 3 digit, 4 digit, up to 10 digit, 11 digit, whatever it is. But it is divisible by 11 or not? That we are checking right here. Yes. Condition: sum of the digits. We are going to add digits at what? Odd places. Odd places means, see, in this whole number, this is first digit, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th place. Sixth place, 6. Fourth place, at fourth place 8 is there. At second place 0 is there. At 11th place 1 is there. So we are going to add digits at odd places. Odd places means you see 6 because it is at 1. 1 is odd. Next 6 plus what? 9 because 9 is at 3. 3 is also odd. At odd places 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. These places. Digits. 6 at odd place. 9 is also at odd place. 3. 7 is also odd place. 5. Next. 5 at odd place. 7. 3 is at odd place. 9. Next what? 1 is also at odd place. That is what? 11. That means remaining what? Remaining digits are at even place. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What? These are multiples of 2 means these are even numbers. Remaining digits are at even position, right? So sum of, what is the condition? Sum of the digits at odd places minus sum of the digits at even places is equal to, otherwise sum of the digits at even places minus sum of the digits at odd places. Anyone, odd places minus even places, or even places minus odd places, you can take anyone, no problem, is equal to 0 or multiple of 11. Difference, sum of the digits at odd places minus difference, sum of the digits at even places is 0 or we are going to get a number. Difference is a number. That number must be a multiple of 11. Multiple of 11 means either minus 11 or plus 11, 22, 33 or minus 33 also, no problem. Minus 33 can be written as 11 into minus 3. Yes, it is a multiple of 11 only. 44 or minus 44, like that. Got it? You check it. First, add sum of the digits at odd places. Odd places, how many? 6. Next 9, 7, 5, 3. 3 is at 9th position in the whole number. 9 means it is odd. Next what? 11th position. 9th is odd. Next one is what even? Next one is odd. So add digits at odd position. Sum of the digits at the odd place. Add now these all. 6 plus 9, 15. 15 plus 7, 22. 22 plus 5, 27. 27 plus 3, 30. Plus 1, 31. So sum of the digits at odd place amounts 31 minus sum of the digits at even places. At even place. That means 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. At first even place, 2, what is the number? Even. Right, so add. We are adding sum of the digits. Next, after 2, 4. At fourth place, 8 is there. After 4, what 5? Don't take this one. Fifth is odd, that is already given. Next even number is what? 6. At 6 plus 6 is there. After 6, next even number is what? 8. At 8th place, 4 is there. Next at 10th, 2 is there. Add these all. 0 you can neglect here. Addition. Add 8 plus 6, 14. 14 plus 4, 18. 18 plus 2, that is what? 20. So, minus 20. How much? 11. 11 is a multiple of 11. So, this whole number is 6098765431. It is divisible by 11. It is divisible by 11. We can take reverse order also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 6 also. Yes. That is what? Sum of the odd places minus sum of the digits at even places, or sum of the digits at even places minus sum of the odd places. Must be 0. 0. Otherwise, see here 31 minus 1, 11. 11 is divisible by 11, right? Then this whole number is also divisible by 11. Then this whole number is also divisible by 11. This is the divisibility test for 11. Yes, there are some good bits, 2 or 3 bits given below this divisibility test table. You observe that one, you try it. You try these problems. You try it first of all. If you get answer okay, answers also given below that problems. You check it. If you get answer okay, if not, we will see in next class. Okay.